I mean, because, you know, me, I'll be 40 this year, and I am somewhat similar to you. I've dated some great ladies. We just weren't aligned, right? Mm-hmm. And, you know, a lot of people have their thoughts about me being single. Like, he's 40, no kids. Is he gay? Like, what's going on, right? And I'm just like, nah, it's just, I gotta find alignment for me. If I waited this long, I refuse to get a divorce.
Amen.
And so I'm not going to get married because society says I need to be married. I'm not going to get married because people think something of me. Because when something goes wrong in a marriage, the same people who had everything to say are not going to be there to help me get through that.
Right. That's real.
And so I just want to say I commend you all for moving the way that you all are moving, you know, and how you all moved as single people, even down to the point to where y'all decided you left North Carolina, y'all moved in, but y'all was like, oh, listen, we're still going to honor this thing, so we're going to get married in 2 weeks. Y'all went to the courthouse and got married. How much was that?
I think it was like $80.
Yeah.
They have some fees waived because of COVID at the time.
Okay.
So it was only $80.
$80 to get married.
Yeah.
As a young couple, how did y'all feel about that? Like, because, I mean, y'all eventually had a wedding, right? Was it because y'all wanted one or because y'all's parents wanted one?
There's two different perspectives.
Yeah.
I'll get mine first.
Okay.
I'm from Baltimore.
Okay.
My family's from Ghana.
Oh.
So my parents came over from Ghana in the 90s.
Okay.
They didn't have a wedding. They went to the courthouse.
Yeah.
And they did a vow renewal in Jamaica years later.
Okay.
So their standpoint was always, we didn't have a wedding. We just got married in the courthouse. They're celebrating 30 years this year. Wow. So the culture of weddings, it's not as much of an influence for them. They came to this country in, I believe, 93 and 94, got a home a year later. Like, my mom and dad were, like, super focused.
Wow.
Yeah. So whether to have a wedding or not, my family was like, just, hey, you're getting married.
Yeah.
The relationship, the marriage matters more than the day itself. So that was their standpoint.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then yours?
Yeah, we wanted to respect the covenant with God initially. And I think also very early on, we were really trying to figure out finances.
Okay.
Finances, and, you know, at least for me, I will say and be honest with you that I did cry and have to let go of my Cinderella wedding dreams.
Okay.
And I think a lot of women have to cry and let go of their various different dreams. That
Why? Like, what is a Cinderella dream?
Well, I mean, when you sometimes see those, like, weddings and you're scrolling on social media and you'll see, like, these lavish weddings that people have with women's dresses, $10,000, and all of these people, and granted, our party was jumping, okay? Anybody that went to our wedding.
I mean, you got the guy who knows how to throw a party.
No, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But it was just certain aspects of the wedding that, like, I did plan the whole wedding myself. I didn't have a wedding planner.
You did?
Yeah, but also because I wasn't working, so.
Right. You got it. Yeah.
So I planned the whole wedding, but it was just like, over time, as we started planning, and even now as we look back, I'm like, honestly, none of that stuff really matters, you know? Because for me as a woman especially, a lot of your friends start to strip away.
Absolutely.
And a lot of the relationships.
In marriages.
Yeah. So, you know, my biggest thing too, I started to see that, you know, when you see the husband and wife and you have the groomsmen and the bridesmaids, like, behind them, I didn't feel like I had women that I believe could stand behind me. That I think I see it as like this image that they pour into who the people, and I feel like I didn't have that behind me. And so by going to the courthouse, it was like, let's just go with who really supports and pours into this thing, the meat of what it is. And then we can celebrate the beauty later. And I think it was still really important to celebrate because my husband, he's so disciplined and he deserves his flowers. And so I know there was many moments where, like, his AAU coach who saw him when he was that young boy playing basketball to now seeing him as this great attorney and having me as a wife, being able to stand up there and give his speech.
Wow.
You know, and my sister, you know, being able to say the speech for me, like, all of these great people in our lives, to be able to pour back into us was extremely important.
Absolutely.
But I do think that there was value in starting the year off fresh and new together with God on our side, because we needed that. You know, everyone needs that. And I think there's so much noise in the wedding and there's so many distractions and so much that's involved that does not really matter at the end of the day.
Recently, I've completed my full estate plan, and it's been an emotional journey, if I'm going to be honest with you. But now I have a peace of mind knowing that my family and loved ones are well taken care of. But here's something you may not know that I think you need to know. According to a recent study, nearly 60% of African American adults have life insurance. Now, wait a minute. Many of these policies may not provide sufficient coverage to fully protect their families in case of unexpected deaths. This lack of adequate coverage is a pressing issue among the Black community. It can lead to financial difficulties and potentially hinder the building of generational wealth. In today's time, it's more important than ever for African Americans to give priority to life insurance and estate planning. You see, by doing so, you can ensure that your loved ones are secure in the event of your passing. This covers funeral and burial costs, clears all debts and mortgages, and provides a financial cushion to help them continue building wealth, long-lasting wealth. Don't leave your family's financial future to chance. I want you to secure life insurance today. I want you to get a free life insurance quote through my friends at Ethos. All you gotta do is go to anthonyoneal.com/life insurance. Again, that is anthonyoneal.com/life insurance for your free quote, or click the link in today's show notes. Protect your family's future and attain a peace of mind. Act right now, and let's get back to today's show. So how much y'all planning a wedding for? The celebration. After the courthouse, how much was the wedding?
The celebration part, it was in June. It was like
Ballpark about 12 or 13.
It's not bad.
Right.
Because I was real researching.
Yeah.
You know, first of
And
all,
we didn't-
I know how to make a dollar holler, okay? That's one thing. So when I first worked in North Carolina, my first job, I was making $25K.
Oh.
In news. You'd be shocked.
Oh, wow.
I was making $25K my first job. So by the time
Is that full time?
Yes. With benefits.
In 2020?
It was 2018.
2018.
But it's still.
Still?
Yeah.
Wow.
So with the leftover money I had, I would go to Aldi, I would get my produce, my meat. I knew how to cook. I learned how to cook.
Right.
So anytime in life, if you give me a little bit, I know how to make a lot.
Yeah.
So when I was planning for this wedding, I was digging and searching and trying to figure out ways to make it happen. We still had 150 people there.
Yeah.
Wow.
And my dress was like $2,000.
Okay.
But the venue itself was like $10K or something.
And you mentioned our parents paid for the majority of it.
Wow.
We only probably out of pocket came out like $600 or $700.
Wow.
Parents came together. We had a meeting with them. I had pride initially, I'll be honest, because I was like, I'm the man. I'm gonna pay for this whole thing.
Yeah.
And then you have to realize, like,
You can't pay for the
you
whole
can't
thing.
do that, bro.
You just got
You can't
a
do that.
job.
Yeah.
I had just got my job. I was probably a month in, and
Y'all didn't want to borrow any money?
I didn't want to put pressure on my family or her family either to contribute, you know? So it was very difficult for me to put my pride to the side and say, we need help. We want to do this, but if we do this out of our pocket, we're not gonna be set up for success. So that was a difficult conversation to be able to sit in front of her father and her mother.
And my dad is a financial planner, by the way.
I like him. What up, Pops? What up, Pops?
Yeah.
What was his response as a financial planner?
He said it was smart
Yeah.
because he knew our financial situation.
Yeah.
And my parents also celebrated 30 years this past year.
Come on now.
And so they understood that the stresses and everything that was involved with it. At the time, the start of the year, my grandfather passed.
Okay.
So it was a lot of finances. He was paying for that, but my dad was able to make it happen. I'm also his baby girl, so it's you got to make it happen.
Right.
But he respected every decision that he made because he even, he got a luxury apartment for us when he came, and he made that choice for me.
Wow.
So the reason why he didn't have the finances was not because of anything.
He stepped up to provide and cover y'all.
Yes. I mean, he even sold his car.
You sold your car?
Yeah.
For what?
It didn't make sense. You know, I had to make sure I made space as well.
Bro. Hold on, bro. Wait, what the heck is going on here? I'm liking y'all leaving alone. What kind of car was it?
It was a 2022 Honda Civic.
Bro.
Yeah, brand new.
Brand new.
Brand new. It was nice.
How much was the payment?
The payment was like $530 a month.
$530 a month.
The insurance was maybe about $80. But then when you live in like Jersey, New York area, you gotta pay for parking. So when you add it all up, you're paying maybe like $700 or so for the car, but then there's gas. You're getting close to spending like
$1,000
a month for a car
Right.
to sit there. I work in New York. I take the metro. So I can get my grocery stores around the corner.
And our luxury apartment offers a bus.
Yep.
So they offer a bus shuttle that takes him to the train, and then he just takes the train in New York.
Yeah. So
And then the bus comes back and pick you up and you come back home too?
exactly. So I don't need a car at all. So I had.
So
this
you
new
put
car.
$1,000 back in your pocket?
Exactly. I put $1,000 back. And I was, at the time when I moved, you don't really know when you first, a lot of people make this mistake.
Right.
A lot of people my age, you get a job, the first thing you do is you go out and get a car.
Facts.
And then you get a job, you get an apartment, you don't realize how much everything adds up with
Yeah.
the car, the apartment you just got. So I started to realize when I first moved, I was like, whoa, I'm in over my head.
Right.
This car is not being used.
Right.
And I'm throwing this, I don't even see how much I'm making. Like, you know, when I first started working, I was, about 84,000. I'm not seeing it. So I was frustrated. So when she first got here, the first assignment, when she first got to Jersey, was to sell the car.
I sold it.
You sold it.
Yeah.